With that being said, we want to thank you guys for tuning into SinglyGay podcast. Hi, Judy's. How are you doing? What's going on?
This is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing today. As y'all see, we do have a special guest here
in-house.
In-house this time. It's not just, virtual, all of the other good stuff that we like to do. But we like to introduce our special Judy this evening, Mr. Keith Harrison in the building here.
What's
going on? How are you?
However, for our YouTube Judy's, y'all already know, we say this every episode. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, right? Hit the notification bell for every time we load up. So
and make sure y'all hit that comment box.
Please.
Always got a comment because we want to hear how you feel. We want to hear what you want to talk about, or if you like anything that we like talking about, because we like talking about some good stuff sometimes. Sometimes. Yes. However, if you don't know our pretty faces and you're new to this channel, I'm Mr. Aquarius Kelly, and this is,
of course, Siobhan in the building, always with the man.
Always. However, friend,
what happened?
I forgot to do one thing.
What?
This is part 1 to season 5 premiere of SinglyGay podcast.
Oh yeah!
New season.
Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm hot, booty. So.
Oh wait. Fran been tired, y'all. Fran went to sleep and woke up. So he
We've been working
non-stop. We gotta keep them going. We have to, Frank, because we out here doing it, right? We record episodes,
getting the bags.
We hosted events.
Coming all the way from Rhode Island to make all this happen. So I appreciate everybody very, very much. So information is key. Definitely give back to these people. Let them know so they can let me know, and we can move on. Maybe I can be on here on different topics on different days and talk outside the suit, to say the least.
Come on, Reverend. Outside of the suit. However, part of this first segment, we always want to say, what's happening? Because, we always got to catch up. We not around each other 24/7. So we just want to, fill you guys in on what we've been doing.
Sometimes I got to put her up on the clothesline.
What's clothesline?
Because, girl, sometimes you just be needing to dry off, girl.
And she be out there hanging like wet drawers. But y'all, look. But we have fun, right?
Of course.
This weekend was amazing. We were busy, y'all. We was busy.
Door knocking,
getting the people to vote, because y'all know voting is coming up.
Big time. Please vote. It is. I don't stress this enough, and even as an older gentleman, I'm only 35 years old, so I want to make myself seem a lot older than what I am. But you younger generations need to go out there and register. I mean, it is key. I know the one thing is, my vote don't count. That is a complete lie. You need to get yourself registered, because if you don't vote, then the same stuff keeps happening, then you're complaining, and we're back at phase 1 all over again.
Y'all better make sure y'all go do that. However, before we really deep sea dive into all of this stuff, let's give the folks a background. Give them some beginning.
Where you from?
Gems, where you from? When made you get into politics? What's going on? Let them know.
Well, again, my name is Keith Harrison, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised, Brooklyn in the house, 1,000%.
I'll be there next week.
Don't go to my city just yet, okay? You gotta get permission first, okay? I'm called, make a few phone calls.
Bro, not do
that. Single father of one, just trying to make it happen. Reason why I got into politics was more or less of tired of complaining. We complain every day about the smallest things to the biggest things. And the main key thing is, how do we go and change that complaint into a positive reaction or outcome? And in order to do that, you have to throw your name in the ring to make things happen. So if you don't do that, then you can't sit back and complain about it. Be about that action.
You gotta be the reason of the cause and change the ways.
Absolutely.
You gotta change what you don't like.
And the laundry list is quite long, nationwide. Wow. Not just state, nationwide. So I mean, we all pay attention to the news, and we all watch YouTube and everything else. But people need to start getting more involved, because our seniors are getting older and they can't keep doing this. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi. She's up there in age. Uncle Joe, he's way up there in age.
But you gotta, I think also is like what we've seen in the history is like a lot of times, a lot of those who are coming up, they don't want to either alter into the new phase or having that disadvantage of being able to get the baton passed down to them, because you got the older generation that will be like, no, we don't want that much change. No, we can't take that much change, instead of saying, yeah, we need this change because what we've been doing ain't doing. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to transition. The transition is hard within itself. It's, it's like that old saying goes, can't teach old dogs new tricks. Right. And we have to adapt to the new change, the new normal, to sit there and say, Lisa. I mean, we've all gone through a pandemic together. That was crazy. This whole abortion thing, that's beyond me. I mean, George Floyd. And I mean, George Floyd is just one that really caught national attention. But there's millions of cases out there that people really start to dig and really go deep into things. They can see how much just goes on from a day-to-day basis. Right. And it's not just a one-time thing or just get swept underneath the rug. It happens every day. Yeah. And we just need to be more aware of it. But again, in the same token, learn the laws. I don't stress that enough. Pick up this book, read the laws. It might be boring as hell. Let me tell you, it's very tedious, but there are still laws that's born. It's still in there before all of us was even thought about. Like all of us. Like, for a prime example, there's a law in Rhode Island that has to do with voting, and the law that can't be changed. It was done since 1940. My mama wasn't even thought about at that time. My grandmama wasn't even thought of at that time. So it goes to show, like, we need to change. We need to adapt, but we need this younger generation to step up and believe that you can still make a change. It don't matter how small or how big you think. Again, I'm putting my name out there. Why not try to do something good?
I mean, because sometimes, especially with the younger generation, they like to have to figure out what's in, what's popular, like what can they do for them votes to be moved, and like what helps them in any way. Right. So like, how would that even help them from wanting to vote, especially if one, if it's your first time. Two, if you just a person that's like, I'm not into politics, so I don't think that matters to me.
Well, I mean, two things. One, stop doubting yourself. We all have self-doubt. You have to stop doing that. You have to do that for yourself, first and foremost. You don't have to be a major player in the politics game. You can do it something simple as go get a couple people and clean up some trash in your neighborhood. That changes the face of a whole neighborhood. Go and see how you can donate blood. Simple little things like that goes a long way. And even though at that point in time you might not ever feel like that's not doing anything for you, but ultimately it really, really does. And that's what we've lost focus on, because again, we was so locked down, and except for me, I'm still a truck driver, so I was still out there just happy as could be to still be working. Okay. And let me tell you, the highways were free, child. Oh my goodness. Yeah, listen, I ain't gonna lie, because I was up there getting places in 10 minutes instead of an hour and a half, especially around here in Boston. Child, life was great for me. But I mean, the reality still stays the same. And even though the world was put on pause and we got to actually open our eyes to a lot of things that have been brushed underneath the rug, it is now more time for people to sit there and be like, okay, what can I do? And there's countless things. And again, I just gave a small list, but there's countless things people can do nowadays. They really can.
Well, because people think they can't do them, but they can. That's why, you have some people that really get heavy into activism, because that kind of helps within that realm just a little bit. Then you just have people that want to do things that, like I said, maybe it's just maybe for the change and the move within their community. But I think sometimes when we look into our own, we kind of want to like look outside of that a little bit and just kind of get our own bubble. Like, okay, I know this is happening here. Where else is this happening at? Because it can't just be in this situation.
Right.
So how can I like step outside of that and change it, or even try to fix it, or even like you said, get a couple people to get on board to believe my dream and what I want to do, and how can we move this together as a unit? Because it's going to take more than one person to push this unit forward. Stuff out. So how would they be able to do that if there's any resources for that, shall I say?
There's always resources. Number one, go back to your library. Start fresh. Start from scratch. Go back to the library. The library will sit there and it has the absolute most resources than any place else that you can go. You can just go to your city hall. I know sometimes the staff can be dry. They can be very, very dry, and they don't want to seem like they want to help anybody. I get it. I see it firsthand, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get this job done. help me help myself.
Right.
You'll find a few people that want to help you help yourself, because again, when even I was stepping into doing this, it was me. It was one other person who said this, I believe you can do this. And if a person that wanted to sit there and say, I believe in you making change, that kind of put a spark in me and said, okay, how can I? Obviously it's just not all about, shaking hands and kissing babies. No, you actually got to sit there and really, truly put in that work. Because I'm telling you, there's countless hours where I'm running in from work, changing on to suit, being Batman or Superman, Marilyn Drew, and then I'm running back out the door to sit there and say, hey, I'm talking in front of 15, 20 people, or going to a church and talking to them. And even that 10, 15 minutes, it gives people hope. It gives people that different face to say, okay, I still don't know you, but you gave me a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel when it seems like there is none at times.
You felt like I've been seen. I feel like I've been heard. I feel like someone's actually paying attention to my problems. Somebody's really showing concern of what is bothersome to me and my community. Exactly. So that is definitely a light that sometimes I know for me when I was looking at politics, when Mayor Menino and all of that, because I used to go to People's Baptist, and Mayor Menino knew my pastor, and he would come into the church trying to get the vote, and the people would be riled up. But for me, it was just like, well, what is he really doing for our community?
That's the key thing. It's the follow-up. The key thing is the follow-up after that, because most of these politicians, they get in, they win, and then they forget where they came from. And that is the key thing. I will never be no rich boy. I will never be anybody rich from nobody's family. I am a child of 2 from a single parent of 1 with a lot of mamas, grandmamas, and just countless females. So, didn't know daddy, don't care. Life goes on. But the main thing is never forget where you come from. I know for a fact when I get in there and when I win, it's remember where I came from. Number 1, going back to schools, telling schools like, hey, this is what we need to be doing. Our teachers, seriously underfunded. Underfunded is understatement. It's a true understatement, and it's killer because again, my godmother was a teacher, so I knew what it was to sit in her classroom and actually correct tests and correct the dibbles and be like, oh, this kid is doing good or this kid is falling down, and I'm telling you, and even though I'm not in the classroom with her on a day-to-day, but you get that connection with these kids and you're like, wow, even this little bit, it changed my perspective on the teaching factor. And again, we just need to do more as a community. We need to do more as parents, and we need to get more involved, because when's the last time somebody held a successful PTA meeting and actually held it and sit there and say, okay, this is what we need to do with the community or with the kids? I don't see that happening more often, and we've lost that.
And they should bring it back. Bring it all the way back.
Bring all the way back. I'm telling you, start from scratch.
Okay, but like what I was gonna say was, because I know you were saying, you are a father of 1, you have 1 child, young son.
Yes.
So like going through these experiences and doing this, which is, I know, is like a goal of yours. Like, what is this teaching him and shaping him in a way of seeing you go through this process?
I don't want him to feel self-doubt, because right now with all of these kids out here, they feel worthless at times. They feel like they don't have purpose or meaning for their lives. And I want to show my son, just as much as, most of the black community sit there and say, we love Obama, 1000%. We, oh my God, we can't have a black president. It will come to find out, when I did my research, I will be the first youngest Dominican and Jamaican black mayor that my city's ever seen. So within that, it goes to show, like, it's not impossible for anybody to sit there and do. And because the segmentation of any of these political offices was, you have to have money, and especially in the color community, we know we didn't have that, so we go, we don't have no shot, and that was always a self-doubt. But when the one main thing I'm trying to teach my son is have the courage to do what is right at all times, and because that is going to take you a long way, and that image will always follow you. When I know I go, I want my son to sit there and go, look, he was the absolute best that he can be, and he gave it 110%. Even if I win, even if I lose, but again, I gave it 110%, and that's the self motions and the self confidence that kids need to sit there and say, okay, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's it. And that, instead of worried about forces and Jordans and the next outfit that we're gonna wear out to go to the club, child. We need to do better. We really need to do better.
I'm doing great, but I still love to pick my outfits from the club. Look, I'm just saying, I know what my lane is. However, I do dibble dabble in the politics.
I get it. I mean, I love my forces and my jobs like the next best person. I still get my 2-step on.
Okay.
But we tend to we got more of an agenda to be facing than just the Jordans and the Felines and the next fashion and try not to be the next Kim Kardashian and the Michael Jordan. No, there's other things.
Anybody want to be Kim?
Well, child, these day and ages, child, you should see what I see. I'm gonna drink to that one. Right?
You got to drink to that.
I wish I could smoke to that.
So are we on in a smooth transition and things? So like we're gonna keep this going along, Judy's, and we're gonna keep talking about some more. But we just want you guys to know what topic we're on, because I'm gonna try to follow this. Okay, we're gonna follow this.
Oh, we're following.
We're gonna follow it, right?
Please follow.
So tonight we are definitely talking about, as you see, we had a little taste of politics and all of that stuff, and talking about community and things. But we're gonna talk about politics, sex, and community. It may sound like that none of that plays a part, but it does. And for you freaky folks, it's sex. I ain't gonna talk about sex. I mean, like gender-wise, males, females, non-binary, however you identify. We're gonna talk about the sex and all of that other people. How this helps y'all in a way. Like we said, you gotta go out and vote. One, you gotta educate yourself who you voting for and why you voting for them.
That is key.
That is key, because you gotta also know who's in your district. You just can't be voting for people willy-nilly because they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
But also you gotta know who's fighting for your reasonings of what you need in your community. Because some people don't even know what it is that they actually need in the community, and then when they're just going to vote somebody, they hear somebody preaching something that sound good, but they don't know if it's necessarily
good for them.
Yeah,
exactly.
You need to really pay attention, do your research on what it is that you need in your community and what you need as an individual living in that community, and then look for the person. That could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be. It could be. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But you got to look in the right corner. Right here. Little old me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, me.
Little old me. It could be, but you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So which part are we going to go to? Since we already did a little politics.
We did a little politics. Let's talk. So we know people like to, go out and get mayor titles, state, local titles, maybe national titles, all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I just want to know who's the people that they're doing it for. Now we're on this wide range of we got males and we got females, but we also have people that are non-binary, are not, are trans and stuff like how does this help them move along in a way too? Because I feel like we seeing some light here and there, but when it comes to the LGBTQA plus community, mainly that people that identify as gay and queer and stuff like that, but trans people seem to get left behind. Now I'm starting to see that people that identify as non-binary, they start to get way behind. So how can we fix those things? I just want to know.
Well, it's hard, and it's hard and easy in two different ways. Number one, conversation needs to happen. Start there. If no conversations happen, this is how it all falls behind. So a conversation must start. You can start with a small group of 10, 5, hell, even 2 people, and let that conversation grow. This podcast is a great way to sit there and for people to reach out, and that's why it's important to comment and like and share it, because again, you're going through, somebody else is going through. And again, I can be here in Boston, I can be over in Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, it don't matter. Somebody's going through the same thing as you. And believe it, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you there's the same resolution. But you have to reach out. I know we all have that self-pride. That let me close off everybody to the world. They don't mean nothing. Wrong. You do more harm than good. So therefore, you find somebody in the outside of your circle, sit there and say, okay, I identify myself as this, and you do as well. Then you know what? Hey, let's sit down. Let's have some lunch. Yeah, let's have some lunch. Let's go on to Dunkin' Donuts. Well, not me, the person, but let's go out. I'm sorry. As long as I got me a hot chocolate, I'm good to go. But and have that conversation, and then start a group and say, listen, this is where we want to meet up at. This is our safe haven. This is where we want to meet at. Let's have these conversations. And believe it or not, you will find somebody like me who will be like, okay, what's going on? How can I help? Because at the end of the day, I classify myself who I classify myself as. And it shouldn't matter because again, that door is always open. When I win, my door is going to be open at all times. And I mean that if you want to set an appointment and say, hey, I need to speak to you for 10 minutes. You got the best 10 minutes of my undivided attention because then it's your attention that I want to give people. And I know we all don't get that because I know right now we call state reps and the mayor's office and this and that. It's, oh, we're out the office.
They always out the office.
They're more out of the office than they're in the office.
Yeah, right.
And that's the problem. And people want that more, that back to school, face-to-face transition. You know, that
I need that connection.
Yeah, I want you to feel what I'm speaking,
right.
you know, and people are not getting that. And that's why it deteriorates them from being who they want to be at the end of the day. And that's a huge problem. It really is. It's a huge problem. Like I said, not just state, it's nationally. And this is why the suicide rates are through the roof. Because people feel like they have no way out. And it's sad. It really is. But we can do better. We can do better as a community. We can do better as a person, our own persons. And just do a lot better.
That's because we have to do better.
Oh, we've got no choice.
We have to do better, but sometimes those who are in charge right now, politically, are not choosing to do better, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there are people that are fighting for, you know, for the people, and then there are some people that are just fighting for themselves or for companies, or, you know what I'm saying, in that sense, because that's what you see in a lot of these bills that are coming out, or a lot of these, you know, situations that are happening in state house. So.
I mean, when you start taking the dirty money, you got to stay on the side that helped you get to where you go. You know,
and that's what tends to happen for it, especially with the newcomers coming in. I'm telling you, I have been shunned a lot, and it is not even funny. And I don't take that as a loss. I take that as, I know I'm a threat. At that point, I know that you're about to be out of here, and you can see it in your face because a younger, newer face is coming in here, and he's coming in here to do your job because you don't want to do it. So eventually, that dirty money, you're gonna have to spend a lot for me to go away. And trust and believe, when you can't find no dirt on nobody, you're in trouble.
Ooh, that was a good one. That's because they usually are in trouble. Especially if you get the police involved, the FBI and the ATI, Jason, all the other syllables when you go past like.
Oh, don't worry, they're running. They're running out there. They're running high levels right now.
I can't do no federal prison. I won't. I don't think I'm built for that.
I know I'm not.
They better try to get it together. But with all that, with the voting and the different folks and stuff like that, so let's get back to the community of the people. So like, who is the community that you're serving, that you're pointing to make changes for and make sure things look greater for them in the future down the line?
I'm running for Mayor Woonsocket, Rhode Island, because I know everybody's kind of spread out. So
what's that?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, okay, make sure I bring him back. Definitely back in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. I've lived there for over at least 20 years.
This was a kid, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I was between New York and Rhode Island, so went to Camden Elementary School, now known as Harry Kazarian Elementary School. Went to Nathan Bishop Middle School, that's still the same, and Central High School, which is now redeveloped, but still my high school. Graduated from CCRI, Community College of Rhode Island, twice, and went and attended Roger Williams University, which is one of the highest pristine schools or universities in Rhode Island. So, but I lived in Rhode Island for over 13 years, and I wanted to start there. And the laundry list is quite extensive. I mean, people talk about the old days of, Brooklyn being bad, and, before the Jews and stuff, moved in there and made things better. Woonsocket is bad. And it has a bad reputation, because of the opioids and the drugs and this and the third. And I mean, you used to live there. Yeah, you used to live there. And it's like that one city gets more of a bad rep than the whole state. Yeah. And I feel like that's a true task for me. If I could change a city, then I know at that point I could change the world. But I know my main focus there will be the kids getting back true after school programs back, because when I was growing up, that's all I had. Getting raises for teachers, letting them teach instead of being a parent.
Right.
Getting more parents back involved with their kids, because I understand what the economy right now. The way I was running, I understand I got to work 2 jobs to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Rent
sometimes might be 3.
Yeah, and rent is definitely on my agenda, because nobody, and I mean nobody, should be paying almost $2,000. I mean, right now on Socket, if you're paying anything over $1,300 for a 1-bedroom, you are paying way too much.
I mean, $1,275, but that's just my opinion.
the little cents and dollars.
Look, if you paying more than $1,275,
it won't suck.
Yeah.
For a 1-bedroom?
So yeah.
What view you getting, girl? Because there ain't much out there.
You get the chain track.
That's how I know times have changed. Because when I was living in Woonsocket and I had a 2-bedroom apartment, child, my rent was like $700.
Girl, what year was that?
At that time, that's like 2011.
Yeah, because even back then, when my rent was about $700 for a 2-bedroom, spacious.
Yeah, I had a living room, dining room, bathroom.
I had it all.
That sound like Atlanta.
Well, used to be Atlanta. Used to be Atlanta because this past year, that rent skyrocketed about 300%. My mama lives down there. She tells me everything that's going on down there. She was like, "You want to come run down there?" I said, "No, that's all right. There's too many crooks down there, and I don't want to be involved. No, thank you."
I see a lot of the TV shows.
There's a lot of them crooks.
Yeah, they're man, and they're not giving Stacey Abrams no. They're getting a run for her money, but she's a true pioneer down there. I appreciate her down there.
Shout out to Stacey.
Shout out.
Yes, I appreciate her very much. She is a true pioneer, and I hope she does win down there as governor, because Georgia needs to be turned around.
Georgia?
Yes.
Georgia. Yeah, I felt that in my spirit.
You feel that?
Yeah. Yes. So with that being said, Mr. Keith Harrison, you like to play games?
Oh, nothing.
Because I know who he is, so I know how this goes. Yes, I love to play games. Yes.
Well, for all the people that don't know, a new game alert. A new game alert. A new game alert.
I don't know what I set myself up for.
A new game alert.
You might need to do a refill for this one.
I gotta. Yeah, you're gonna need a refill.
Here you go.
Let me help you out.
Can I get a refill?
Come on, Reed.
Yeah.
We gonna in my bag.
In the bag.
In the bag.
No, I actually like this tie though.
Ray, can't do this because you got the juice.
I found this tie at there was the last AJ Wright that was up and running.
Come on, AJ Wright.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's this?
That is sick, man. I used to work for AJ Wright back in the day.
I'm listening. That used to be my spot for the shirt and the tie combo for like $10. You can go wrong.
AJ owe me $5. When y'all find him, come on, need my money.
Well, listen, good luck.
Right
into the consumer line.
Let's go to this game.
Get into this game. Let's play this game.
We gotta get into the game.
Come on.
So no, this game is fun. This game is really fun. It's real easy. It's not that hard. I'm telling you, it's not that hard.
I got some new names today.
Okay, we got some new names, friend.
You ain't gonna like it, but I got some new names.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the game is called Lie, Cheat, and Marry.
Oh boy.
You really see, let me tell y'all something. It can be politicians, the churchman, the janitor.
I'm going in today.
We gonna play our games, okay? Anybody that comes here is out of love. They know it's out of love.
Yes,
it's all out of love.
Very much out of love.
It's all out of love. Now, the game is called Lie, Cheat, Marry, right? So we're just gonna throw out some names.
Wait. Just so you can understand, when you lie, you're lying that you slept with this person.
But you don't want people to know you slept with
them. You don't want the people to know you slept with this person. So we want to clear that up now. We had to clear this up. Let's clear
my goodness.
All right. Yeah, so you will lie about, like I said, if you slept with somebody but you don't want the people to know you slept with them. Right, and then you would say who you would cheat on. So you would cheat on the person, and then the other person who you would marry.
I just want to let the people know that they probably done a little research on me, and this is where these names are gonna probably come from. So I'm paying attention to these names right now.
Oh no, these Off the top of my mind.
Okay.
Just because they off the top, friend, you gonna stop first.
Oh, for real? Mm-hmm. You want me to go? Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going in.
Okay.
Barack Obama.
Okay. Okay.
And then Orlando Bloom. Yep, I told you I'm playing today.
You couldn't get nobody else?
Nope, that's your list.
He was the only name that was available.
Yep.
Did you do a Google review?
So I said Bishop
T.D. Jakes,
Barack
Obama,
Orlando.
Well, I'll answer this. T.D. Jakes married. Obama definitely married. And the other one, I guess I'll have to cheat on him.
You can't marry.
No, you can't marry.
You gotta lie, cheat, and marry.
Oh,
one of each.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness.
You better think real long and hard.
Okay. Obama married.
Okay.
T.D. Jakes lie.
You're lying about T.D.
And then cheat on the other one. There you go. Obama got his stuff together, so I know he's a single man. There you go. I got Obama on that all day long.
What you gonna do, friend?
I'm probably marry Obama because I'm going to be treated like Michelle. But I'm not Michelle, but I'd love to be treated like Michelle. I would definitely lie about Orlando because something about crazies have the best sex. So I will lie and say, but you're not. Because I don't want him to go on a media tour to tell my business if it was and I would cheat on T.D. Jakes. Yeah.
You gonna cheat on the pastor?
I sure will.
Ooh, blasphemy, child.
Blasphemy. As long as he keep passing around the collection plate.
Well, I would like
collection plate. No. You Lord,
I don't have time for you.
I'm just saying.
I would probably lie about T.D. Jakes because I'm not even telling the truth about that. I mean, I didn't sleep with him. I didn't do it.
I'm like, I just told him to cut the check.
Of course, I'm marrying Barack Orlando Bloom. I'm just gonna cheat on her.
I'm telling you, he crazy. They usually be good.
Don't you like crazies anyways?
Ooh.
I mean, well, it's not about me.
It's your turn, Fred.
So let's see. Kelly Rowland. I love my chocolate girls. Jay Nova. And Selena Gomez.
Who's Jay Nova?
You don't know Jay Nova?
I don't know Jay Nova either.
She do the Beyonce impersonations on something.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. Now I know her husband plays the keys. Right?
Yeah, she's a singer. She just did a tour here in Boston. Shout out to Jay Nova if you ever watched it. I love you, girl.
She got vocals.
Everything.
She got vocals?
She got vocals.
Okay.
She got range.
Well, I'll marry Kelly.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to cheat on
Jade.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheat. Yeah, and then lie about the other one. Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lie out. Yeah. Because you know why? She real down low freak. I know. Okay, from her past stories. Yeah, not professionally. Hold on, not professional. I want to make sure I say not professionally.
What you heard in the street?
Yeah, what I heard. Yes. So that. Yes, I'll go that one.
Oh, okay. I guess I would. I'm gonna definitely marry Kelly because I love my chocolate.
That's beauty chocolate right there.
Shit. Jade Nova. Damn. I feel like
you haven't getting torn emotions already about it.
I'm gonna lie about Jay. I feel like she got that good.
She got good.
And I don't want nobody else to play with it, so I'll lie about it. Selena Gomez, I'm cheating because everybody else cheated. So
Justin did go get it. Justin did.
Everybody else cheated. Why not?
That tells me your shit whack.
No.
If they cheat on you, it's whack.
No, I know someone says.
Now, if they bust you upside your head, that means they didn't want you to go nowhere, and that means it's good pum pum. That's what happened to Rihanna, but sorry.
You know what? Leave my wife alone.
And moving right along. Ooh, I gotta sip on that.
Leave my wife alone. Listen. She is a beautiful mother. and she is doing her thing out there. That's a shout out to her.
Cheers to the baby. Cheers to the baby.
Yes. To the newborn.
To the newborn, honey. I love Riri. Come on.
So with all of that, thank you for playing. With us. You like that game? It was good.
I thought he did some research on me. I was like, oh, here we go. I was waiting for this list.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah.
We do.
I've watched the podcast. Yeah, I watch these podcasts, and I know sometimes some names tend to come up. And I'm like, and I'm like, they did some research. Okay.
I'm the Googling queen.
Yeah,
I'll pull all of it.
Try not.
But I mean, even you go back into the topic here, running for the mayor of Rhode Island, and giving back to the community and hard work. Also, being a role model for his son. Now he didn't. That ain't the title he gave himself, y'all. That's the title I gave him. We probably can come up with a new one later on. But just it's hard sometimes. Not for all black men, but most black men don't get the credit of teaching their sons and giving them structure. Whether if you're a single parent or you have the parent together in a household, some of us don't get that just due or that respect. Most of us is taught that they're are not around or not even in the household, and you have an example right there.
Sometimes it is a dream. Sometimes it's a fantasy for some black men, because a lot of us don't get that, privilege or that opportunity or that chance to share those moments. So it's kind of cool to hear those father stories.
I appreciate that. I thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's no duck walk, I'll tell you that much, but it does make you appreciate a lot more. And not knowing my father, who he is, this was the way to break that cycle, especially in my family. And I appreciate it for myself, but I had women to sit there and tell me straight up, you have two options. Option A, you either be there. Option B, you don't be there at all. There's no such thing as being a part-time parent.
Right.
It's zero. You're there 100% or don't try. And us as black men have to do a lot better, because don't show up to your kids' football thing and tell them, oh, that's my child. It's not a good
and then you miss the birthday party.
Yeah,
I seen it.
Yeah, it's really not a good look.
Or you miss that opportunity of teaching a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
The key lessons are very, very important.
Key.
But not even that. You got parents that miss their kids' graduations, ballet recitals, weddings.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the learning part of as they're growing up. Those lesson points for a black male, it's very key. Like the learning of tying a tie, why it is you should dress up for an interview, why you should carry yourself a certain way.
Why you? Because it's crazy. Because a lot of my thing I've known about men or what's supposed to happen. Like my grandmother taught me that you always walk up with your chest out, head held high. You never look down. You always look somebody straight in the eye. Even don't be scared of no one. You know what I'm saying? This is how you should carry yourself as a young man. Exactly. Now, sexuality didn't come into play. She didn't care about all of that, but she just wanted to make sure I'm very confident.
Presentation is key.
And how I show up. She said, always show up. And your word is your bond. When you say you gonna do something, you do it.
You follow
through. Because if you don't follow through, people gonna remember when you don't show up, when you lied, and when you did all of the other stuff. And that I never want to be those.
More or less, people tend to remember the bad than the good. And it's, again, that's the stigmatization that us black men have, that they remember the bad but never the good. But again, if you do more good than bad, it will always offset. It will always outweigh it. It just makes you feel more proud. And real quick example of when my son was going to school and he didn't know how to tie his shoe, but then they had a board in his classroom that showed all the kids' names who could tie their shoes by themselves. And as a parent, I was like, oh, these kids ain't gonna be better than mine. Absolutely not. That was my pride right there. I was like, oh no, this weekend, guess what we're gonna be doing? We're gonna be tying shoes. Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you, by that Monday morning when he went in there, he purposely undid his shoes. My son called me. I kid you not. He sat there and said, teacher, boop. Boop, he undid them and retied both of them. And before I know, when I was going to pick up the school for the end of the week, His name was right up on that board, and I sat there and said, "That's my boy." Those are the lessons you can never get back once you miss them. I'm telling you, those are like precious moments to me. Precious. I loved it. I love every moment of it.
One day I'm gonna have kids, just not today.
One day.
One day.
Yes, and don't drop them off at my house. I'm too busy.
No, I'm definitely dropping them off at your house. Your son got to babysit my kids. He'll be old enough.
He's gonna be busy wanting to stay house with me.
Again, he got time.
No, he doesn't. He got time. He got time. How much time do you think we got?
You know how much time we got?
Oh.
Because it's time for tea. Hot chocolate, what say tea? Hot chocolate, I say tea. Hot chocolate, say tea. Hot chocolate.
I'm actually not ready to play tea and hot chocolate, but
why not?
I'm afraid I'm just not here. But we're gonna play.
Let's go. This is
Listen, I traveled all this way to make this happen.
We gotta close it out.
Stop.
So, okay, Judy's, we gonna explain this tea and hot chocolate, but the new Judy's, not the old ones, because y'all been
only for the new Judy's.
Only for the new Judy's that ain't never seen this game, and don't y'all be out there trying to create my shit.
We actually need a copyright that.
Oh, she copied, but she stuck tucked away.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're working on the rest of the stuff. So tea and hot chocolate, you ready? So what we gonna do is from our little bowl here, right? Yeah.
I was noticing that.
So friend of my friend, you know, we're gonna pull some things out, pull some questions, right? Pull some questions out. We're gonna ask you a question. If it's truth or has truth to it, it's tea. It's hot popping. It's tea, right? If it has no truth to it and it's
chocolate, it's a Milky Way.
It's a mess. It's just a hot mess. Hot chocolate, hot mess. Get it?
It's a mess.
Right.
That's your favorite drink.
Hot chocolate.
Lord, I never should have said that earlier, child. Lord have mercy.
He did say that's his favorite drink. Yeah. So since friend went first on the other game, I'm gonna go first on this game. Right. In the upper room. So pull first.
Yeah, you said
all right, sweetheart.
No. Don't do my vocals.
Ooh.
Tea or hot chocolate? Right, you ready? He gonna look like so. What's on this? So tea and hot chocolate. You are married.
Ooh, chocolate.
Oh, I thought you had a wife, sir.
No.
You ain't got no one. You got ready? Did you find one?
Everything's gone. Everything is gone. That's it.
So anybody that's looking, single. He's a bachelor. He's single. You better get this man. Politicians is key. I seen Olivia Pope. That's just saying.
I'm gonna go on to the next one after that. I'm just gonna go on to the next one. Oh, friend, why is this wrapped up like this?
That's how we felt it.
Rice or rolling? Tea or hot?
This that
really extreme.
I'm sorry. They can't know it.
You brought me back 10 years old and stuff. I'm like, really? I'm waiting for all the best and I'm finally doing that with us. Unbelievable.
Okay. Tea or hot chocolate? DC Pride is better than Atlanta Pride.
I can't confirm nor deny because I've never been to either which one of them.
Yeah. I say tea because DC be lit.
DC be lit, bro.
DC be, and I've never been to Atlanta. I
don't know. I'm in between because I've been to both.
Well, Atlanta, they be fighting.
No, I've been to Atlanta when it's not fighting, and it's a
window.
Well, yeah.
No, because it seems like to me every time on Facebook, somebody on Facebook in Atlanta is always fighting.
Getting hit by a car, ran over.
I don't care. Atlanta, I say it's hot chocolate. Atlanta's popping.
DC is always popping. DC versus Atlanta. Y'all let us know in the comments. DC is always giving every pride trust.
I wasn't there in either which one of them, so I'm good to go. Never been. Too far of a drive for me. I'm tired. I make sure people get their bread and eggs and milk. I'm tired.
Tea or hot chocolate?
Yes.
I don't got time for you. Cause I ain't got time. Right? Mm-hmm. Tea or hot chocolate? Right? You got it made.
So hot chocolate. I wish I had one.
You should. You're not trying to clean it like
I don't got no maid nowhere. Well, child, listen, they helped me carry this bags and stuff up the stairs, so I'm definitely not made no way.
But politicians, you gonna be busy. You better get a nanny for your son.
Come on, you got the coin. Come on for the bag.
Again, I want to be clear. I am living like everybody else. Okay.
Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You got that right.
See, he got the money. Y'all
No, I'm Will Smith from the ghetto coming in doing some stuff. There you go.
I get it.
Tea or hot chocolate? I don't know about this.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I hope so.
This is gonna be good.
Set on the side.
I see how you get real close to me. Go ahead. Just give it to me. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. Tea or hot chocolate? Snoop Dogg is a better rapper than Ice Cube.
If they want to know the questions, I feel like I heard that before.
Wow.
You might have. I don't know.
I know that. I'm gonna get back to the prediction. They cannot be putting all questions back.
But this is a good person to ask.
Well, you know he love rap.
Right, this is a good person to ask. He knows the lyrics. He's already struggling in between the two.
Because listen, these two are like icons when it comes to music. It can't, like, you can't put one versus the other. It's just impossible. If I had to pick one person, and he's better than Ice Cube and hot chocolate. I'm just making sure he understands what he's saying.
How'd I got off the mic?
I'm gonna say yes. Snoop Dogg is better.
I'm the Snoop. Y'all, he probably still got the cassette tapes.
No, he probably. There ain't no cassette tapes in my house. Maybe some CDs, but no tapes in there. We don't got no 8 tracks going on in my pocket. Shoot, no. Well,
you know, that comes to the end of Tea and Hot Chocolate. We want to thank you for playing with us. And just want to let you know, Ice Cube and Snoop, I love you. I love both of y'all. Very equally, okay?
That's so fun. We know y'all are both lyricists.
Right, they be doing a thing.
Okay.
And still do it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I know you're a cut to top.
Ooh.
I'm in my bag.
It's always baggages.
I'm in my song.
But other than that, Judy's gonna want to thank y'all for watching us, and we also want to thank our special guest here, Mr. Keith Harrison, for coming through. See, I told y'all we be trying to mix it up. You know, we got the politicians coming through. You know, we got some other folks coming through. I ain't telling
some
y'all.
B celebrities.
We got some D celebrities. People's coming.
We got folks here, y'all.
People are coming because we gonna make sure we mix it up for y'all every time, because y'all think we gonna get the same type of people and they be totally different.
Nope, not at all.
They don't be the same. Look at this. This man came in a suit. He about to be ordained as a reverend.
Listen,
you see him?
I'm actually have to steal this tie though.
we'll talk about that off air. Yeah, we're not gonna do that right now. Okay.
However, Mr. Harrison, would you like to give any comments, concerns to the folks, to the Judys, and tell them where they can find you, all your politician stuff, maybe your Twitter, how to vote for you.
I mean, if you live in Rhode Island, Woonsocket, then make sure you register. That's key number 1. Number 2. Just look me up at k.harrison lt.gov. You can just Google that. You'll find it on Instagram. You'll find it on Facebook. You'll find me. I hate to say it this way, but I'm about the blackest, whitest person you will ever know in your life. Okay, whitest name, blackface. That's just what it is. Yeah, I
got a white name and I'm black.
Yeah, see, it works out. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes
it works out.
Sometimes
I make sure the credit score is white though. I want.
Don't mind me up here. I'm just drinking.
Yeah. I'm just playing. But no, definitely, like I said, if you know people that live in Woonsocket and that wants change and want to sit down with me, please feel free to email me. I take all my emails personally. I will contact you immediately, and I mean true immediate. And that my email is k.harrison. Oh, excuse me. No, you can go harrisonka101 @gmail. Point blank simple. And
y'all will see it right.
Y'all see it in the bio, baby.
You'll have all information. And my final comment is, again, If you don't think you can make a change, you can make a change. Don't have self-doubt. And that's the one message that I leave for everybody. Even for the youngins graduating out of high school, you don't know what you're doing, make sure you register to vote. That is key, because again, everything that you do as far as voting on a budget or whatever case may be, it can be really truly helping out your community in ways that you have no earthly idea. So make sure you go and do that. And my final comment, final comment, I should say.
Your final thought. It's like Jerry Springer.
My final thoughts is this. Number one, be true to yourself. Always do that. Never give up on anything that you want to do. And thank you, folks. Thank you, gentlemen. I should sit there and say
thank you
for having me on here. I certainly do appreciate the time, the forth effort, hosting me. And again, I just won't be the first and last. I will be back for other topics and things where I'm more out of the suit.
More comfortable. Yeah, because he's more comfortable.
I'll be more out of the suit.
We can get into other sexy conversations.
I'm open to all conversations at that point. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
However, we said it before, we said it again. For all of our YouTuber Judies, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment. Also, hit the notification bell for every time we upload, because these episodes might be hilarious. And yes, I said hilarious. Sorry, minus the yes. But yeah, do all of the things. Everything's gonna be in the bio.
You know what? I forgot. You know what? Make sure y'all tune in for the Aquarius Kelly vocab. We're gonna do Aquarius Kelly vocab this season. Yeah, because Miss Thing, she always creates a new word for us. Always.
But wait, you said for ass or for us?
For us.
I think it's
for us.
I have no idea what's going on around here.
However, y'all know how we close this thing out. If you can't kiki with your Judies,
then who can you kiki with?
Okay, that's fine. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Also, new Judies, please make sure that y'all subscribe to this channel if this is your first time sliding on through, because we get more fun episodes like this.
And don't forget the merch.
The merch. Also, if you want the merch, please make sure that you hit the link in the bio. Because it's going to be there. Because you got to spin, so you can look like us when we're wearing the merch. But yeah, we love y'all.
Especially when you watch an episode.
Good night and good time.
Good night.